From the Albuquerque Journal, this is the leading news. I'm Gino Gutierrez. It's Friday, November 14th. Here's what we're covering on today's episode. 2 weeks into New Mexico's new universal childcare initiative, dozens of preschools and childcare providers are still undecided about joining the program. As of this week, 33 providers have not opted into the state's higher reimbursement rates, though officials say the true number could be higher because providers aren't required to formally decline. Meanwhile, 259 providers have opted in. To qualify for the enhanced rates, centers must stay open at least 10 hours a day and pay staff at least $16 an hour. Those requirements were eased from earlier proposals after pushback from providers. Governor Michelle Lujan Grisham launched the Universal Child Care Program on the 1st of the month, marking New Mexico as the first state to offer free child care to all families, regardless of income. The move received national attention and even a mention on Saturday Night Live, but reactions in-state have been more mixed. Some providers say they're hesitant due to uncertainty about long-term funding, especially as the Early Childhood Education and Care Department seeks a $156 million boost, a more than 50% increase to sustain the program. Others are still evaluating whether shifting from private pay to state reimbursements makes financial sense. State officials are touring New Mexico to answer questions and encourage participation. There is no deadline for providers to opt in, and those already in the state's assistance program began receiving higher base reimbursements automatically on November 1st. New Mexico health officials are warning families to watch for By Heart organic infant formula after the product was linked to a nationwide infant botulism outbreak. While no cases have been confirmed in New Mexico, the formula has been tied to 15 cases around 12 states since August, according to the CDC. Botulism is a rare but potentially life-threatening illness caused by toxins from bacteria. Symptoms of botulism in infants typically appear within 18 to 36 hours and can include constipation, weak sucking, poor feeding, floppy movements, lethargia, breathing difficulties, droopy eyelids, and other signs of muscle weakness. If untreated, it can lead to paralysis or death. Parents who notice symptoms or have By Heart formula are urged to seek medical care and discard the product immediately. Nationwide, 84 infants have been treated for botulism since August, and 36 of those had consumed powdered formula. Of that group, more than 40% used By Heart products. Affected infants were reported in states including Arizona, California, Illinois, Texas, and Washington. No deaths have been reported, and By Heart co-founders have issued a voluntary recall of all of their products this week and apologized to families, saying they are, quote, so sorry for the immense anxiety and fear the situation has caused. Santa Fe is raising its minimum wage to $17.50 an hour starting in 2027, using a first-of-its-kind formula that factors in both inflation and housing costs. The City Council approved the measure in a narrow 3-2 vote after consulting with UNM professor Riley S. White, who said no other U.S. municipality has used this dual calculation before. The goal is to better reflect Santa Fe's soaring cost of living, particularly rent. Debate stretched on for more than an hour, including whether the city should label it as a, quote, living wage. Mayor-elect Michael Garcia argued the increase may still fall short of that standard, though he called the ordinance an important step. Garcia also passed an amendment accelerating the raise for city employees to January 1st of 2026. Labor groups including Somos Un Pueblo Unido and Chainbreaker Collective praised the move, saying it acknowledges that past CPI-only adjustments failed to keep up with skyrocketing housing costs. Santa Fe's previous formula produced a 2024 minimum wage of $14.60. Supporters, including nonprofit leaders, say the measure addresses the growing financial strain on working families, many of whom rely on food pantries despite having multiple jobs. Critics of this measure, largely business owners, warned of higher operating costs, but White said research shows minimal employment impacts from wage hikes. The ordinance, sponsored by outgoing Mayor Alan Weber, will be among his final actions before Garcia takes office. And Greg McAleese, the former Albuquerque police officer who created Crime Stoppers, a program that transformed crime reporting worldwide, died on November 3rd from complications of a heart attack at the age of 78. McAleese joined APD in 1973 after working as an associate press sports writer, where he learned firsthand the value of getting crime information to the public. Troubled by low morale at the department and the number of crimes going unreported or unsolved, he launched Crime Stoppers in 1974, offering anonymous tips and small cash rewards to encourage community cooperation. The idea quickly proved revolutionary. Local media helped elevate the program, featuring, quote, Crime of the Week segments and televised reenactments that jogged viewers' memories. Within a year, Crime Stopper's success drew national attention, and in 1977, Macaulay was named National Police Officer of the Year. He later expanded the program across New Mexico, North America, and beyond, earning global recognition while remaining, as his colleagues say, humble and driven by public service. Born in Ontario and raised in Albuquerque, Macaulay attended Sandia High School and the University of New Mexico, where he pitched for the Lobos. Macaulay eventually retired to the Philippines, where he lived with his wife Maylene, and he is survived by her and his sons Gregory James and Brian Timothy. The Leading News is powered by the journalism of the Albuquerque Journal. If you enjoy hearing all of the stories we share with you here daily, please consider becoming a digital subscriber to the Journal by utilizing the discount code in our show notes. Every subscription helps support local journalism and allows us to provide you with the news that matters to you. Now taking a look at Albuquerque's weather forecast. Today you can expect sunny skies with a high near 73, and as for this evening, partly cloudy with a low around 41. To keep up with all the latest news from the Albuquerque Journal, you can visit our website at abqjournal.com. That's the Leading News. I'm Gino Gutierrez. We'll be back on Monday.